So we have here our problem number 1 for the circular washer. We are asked to find the volume generated by revolving about the y-axis. The area bounded by y is equal to x cubed. The line x is equal to 1 and the x-axis. So the first thing that we are going to do here is of course to plot. Ano ba yung magiging itsura nito? So for our curve, since we have here y is equal to x cubed, so if we have here the value of x, let us go into compute for the value of the y. So if x is equal to 0, then our y is equal to 0. And if x is equal to 1, our y is equal to 1. And if x is equal to 2, so we would have here 2 cubed, that would be 8. And since it is bounded by x is equal to 1, so graph natin hanggang dito lang tayo kay 1, 1. So, i-exaggerate na natin yung drawing natin para ma-visualize natin yung problem. So, if this location here is 1, 1, so yung curve natin would be like this. Tapos, tatarik na to siya kasi papunta na yun siya ng 2, 8. Okay, so it is bounded by the line x is equal to 1. So, ito yung line natin. X is equal to 1. And of course, bounded din daw siya nitong ating x-axis. Okay, so if our axis of revolution is the y-axis, so ang mangyayari, kukuha tayo dito ng rectangular strip wherein siya yung papaikutin natin dito sa ating y-axis. Magiging ganito ang itsura niya, no? So, etong thickness na to, that would be the dy. And of course, this distance here is our x sub 1, and this distance here is our x sub 2. So, with this, kung titingnan natin, ito, yung magiging itsura niya kapag siya ay pinaikot na natin in three-dimensional figure, ito yung magiging mukha niya. It looks like a cylinder with a hollow paraboloid inside. Okay, so para makuha natin yung volume nito, we know that the differential of the volume is just the volume of the circular washer. So in this case, we have the area, no, multiplied by the thickness. So since we have here the common pi, and that would be the x sub 2 squared minus the x sub 1 squared. Always po nating tatandaan na ito yung mas malaking radius and ito yung mas maliit na radius, yung hollow na part. And of course, multiply by the thickness, which is the dy. So, with this, if we are going to take the integral, so kung kukunin natin ito ng integral, then we would have here the volume is equal to pi multiplied by x sub 2 squared minus x sub 1 squared multiplied by dy. Now the question is, what is the value of our lower and the upper limit? So as you can see here, the point of intersection is 1, 1. And then here, the point of intersection is 0, 0. So since we are in y, no, nagkataon lang to na equal yung x at yung y natin. So hindi tayo malilito dito. Pero kung i-analyze talaga natin, since we are in y, so yung limit na kukunin natin dyan is the y and the y. Okay, so we would have here the limit from 0 up to 1. So kung babalikan natin, this equation here is y is equal to x cubed. So palakihin ko lang, that's y is equal to x cubed. Wherein ito, y is equal to x cubed, ito yung equation natin dito sa left. So that would be the x sub 1. Now, for this part, sa x sub 2 natin, we have this equation, x is equal to 1. And this x is equal to 1, siya naman itong x sub 2. So this is x sub 2. So, substituting this. But, before that, kung titingnan natin, itong equation natin na isa is dapat naka-express in terms of x sub 1. So, we can say that this x sub 1 here is just equal to the cube root of y. So, ito yung equation ng x sub 1 natin at ito naman yung equation ng x sub 2 natin. Now, substituting that in our equation, we have here our volume is equal to pi, integral from 0 to 1. Yung x sub 2 natin, that is 1. So, we have here 1 square minus yung x sub 1 natin, that's cube root of y squared. And this is dy. Simplify muna natin bago natin kunin yung integral nito. So, we have here the volume is equal to pi. We have the integral from 0 to 1 of 1 minus, since this is cube root is 1/3. 1/3 times 2. So, that is y raised to 2/3 dy. Then, from this, ay pwede na tayo mag-integrate. So, we have here the volume is equal to pi. The integral of 1 here is y minus the integral of y raised to 2/3 is y raised to 5/3 over 5/3. So our limit is from 0 to 1. So evaluating our limit, we have here volume is equal to pi. For the upper limit, that is 1 minus the reciprocal for this, so we have 3/5 multiplied by 1 raised to 5/3. This is for the upper limit. Minus the lower limit, as we can see here, since the lower limit is 0, that would be 0, and that would be 0, so the lower limit would just be equal to 0. So, computing for the volume, and we have here 1 minus 3/5 multiplied by 1 raised to 5/3. And that is equal to 2/5. Since we have pi here, so we have here 2 pi over 5. Since we are computing for the volume, this is now expressed in cubic units. And this is our answer for our problem number 1 for circular washer.